Okay. Hello, honorable members of the class. So let's go to the Gauteng High Court in the sense of Mayua deletion trial and Gininda, you're over explaining yourself, sir. You know when they say when you are guilty of something, you over explain, and then while you're busy explaining yourself, everybody is like, "Huh?" That's exactly what you are doing. Everybody's going, "What? You are sent to the south, but for some reason your plane goes to the north. How is that even possible?" I don't get it. I just didn't get it. But first, let's just address the elephant in the room. Mr. Mgomezulu did attend court today as per the summon by Judge Rata yesterday, and they made arrangements, and the arrangement is still the same, that he will come right at the end of the cross-examination of Ms. Mshololo, and then he will then come through, which I think that is going to be sometime next year from what I see. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. That cross-examination will be done in 2024, and then in 2025, then we have the defense stating they're basically rebutting the state's case. Now, of course, Mr. Ngumalo is the one that is going to stand on behalf of Mr. Ngomezulu. However, Mr. Ngomezulu was ordered to also follow the case through other mediums. Of course, YouTube, as seems to be his choice of platform to follow the trial, and not Rata throwing once again what you would call shades. Then it made me realize. Why right now your baby bloomers, I'm talking about people that in the 70s and the 80s and somewhat in the late 60s, they're busy hogging what is supposed to be occupied by young people. Because this is the exact thing that we are seeing also in the political field, where old people gaslight young people for taking a certain direction or perspective, or even being critical thinkers. Clearly, in South Africa, being a critical thinker, it is not something that is to be celebrated, to be praised, and appreciated, but it's something to be gaslighted. Just like Judge Rata did, calling YouTube commentators as experts. No, I mean, we do have self-appointed experts in our community. That's derived from Judge Rata calling YouTubers. At the time, we were all wondering, does a judge have to listen to media and YouTube while he's busy presiding over this matter? Well, we were not sure. Now we are sure that indeed he watches YouTube and he listens to YouTube commentators regarding this matter. And now he is being very patronizing towards the YouTubers. And I don't know if he understands that we know we are not experts. We always say this, we are not experts. We just have a noggin. That's all. Some of us, it bothers us when we hear things that don't make sense. When a judge acts in a certain way, we want to call the judge out and say, listen, we still want the integrity of the judiciary intact, and you are compromising that. So he doesn't want to hear that. I think it takes offense to that. And then, of course, you will see the 30%ers, having a field day about this. It's not surprising, because when your mind is that of a child and yet you look like an adult, that's exactly how you are going to react. And some of them are going to come to this very channel's comment section. I'm not going to entertain you. Honestly, I'm not. And I hope none of you will also entertain them either. But like I said, for me, in fact, he made me realize why baby boomers are haters of critical thinkers. And that is why they're busy hogging. Go to any hospital right now, you will find a 75-year-old lady who's still wearing a nursing outfit. She refuses to retire and give a young person an opportunity. In government departments, you name them, they are there. And the moment you show up, you will be gaslighted by them. You'll be called names, you'll be called this, and you'll be told, oh, I'm here for 50 years, I have 50 years experience. It makes sense now. Anyway, Anyways, let's go to Gininda and the cross-examination. Like I said, Gininda is explaining himself way too much. As a result, he gets stuck on his own evidence in chief. And then he tries to act a little bit smart by saying, oh, subsequent to that, or all these words that he's using. I haven't heard him say anything tangible. And Mr. Ramusipile was very smart in bringing in 375 first before he could get into the meat of his cross-examination. I think the meat of his, the bone actually, of this meat is 375, and he wanted to make sure that he goes from the inside out. And I love that strategy, and I don't think Mr. Gininda was ready for that. He thought that the sequence of cross-examination will be as per how the state had put it on the table for the court. But no. Mr. Ramusipile was like, we need to go back to the time when you were appointed as the lead investigator. And so he started dropping names about late officers. And these were initial investigators, by the way, and some of them, they are still alive, like Makubo as well as Butelez. As also we have read in the news that Mr. Makubo, they tried to off him. When they failed to off him, that's when they smeared him with cases of crimes he never committed. And of course, those were thrown out. Once again, you have to ask yourself this question. How legitimate is this case we are actually listening to and witnessing with our own eyes? And I've said this before, this is a miscarriage of justice, all of it. Because there is no way that you are going to be going after one of the investigating officers who's actually disrupting the narrative about the 5 people that stand accused of deleting Senzo Meyiwa. And on top of that, if this is a legitimate case, why threaten YouTubers? Why threaten YouTubers? And on top of that, I suspect that Mr. Mngomezulu is not a ordinary sickness that he is suffering from. I think there was poisoning. I'm not saying there was. I think there was some kind of poisoning, and as a result of that, he needs to take time to recuperate. And all that other stuff that we are seeing and witnessing in court, some of which it sounds almost inhumane, coming from somebody you think will have compassion. They know what's happening. They know what's happening. They saw the medical report as to what happened to Mr. Mngomezulu. We don't know what happened to Mr. Mngomezulu. All that we can do is speculate. And my speculation is that I think he was poisoned. That's just me. Anyways, now let's go back to the statement that was made by Hlophe. This is the in-laws of the Meyiwas, whom was allegedly called by Tumelo Madlala on the night of Senzo being deleted and said, hey, Zandi's boyfriend, this is allegations of course, Zandi's boyfriend accidentally shot and deleted Senzo Meyiwa. And of course, they said in 2016, somebody, who was it? I almost said Mkondo. I think it's Koza, who put a team together to visit the Meyiwa family. The Meyiwa family also that just said, listen, this case is already solved because Tumelo Madlala called our in-law and said these following words. And then they met with Hlophe, and apparently this statement was missing. And Mr. Gininda just kept saying the statement was always in the docket. The statement was always in the docket, even when he was not asked about the statement missing, and nobody asked him about the statement being missing, but he wants to make sure that the court understands that the statement was always in the docket. So that means something was definitely not right about this statement. And he says, well, I was not part of the investigation. Yet I was there. I did not write any statement. The only time I wrote a statement was in 2019 when I was allocated this particular case for me to investigate. And then, of course, he's asked about the team that was put together. He then mentions the name of his team and two extra people as seconders, like Buthelezi and Makubo. And then, of course, there was a difference of opinion regarding what happened in that house on the 26th of October 2014. The 375 mentioned the people in the house, that one of them shot and deleted Senzo Meiwa, while 636 says that no, these 5 people that stand accused of deleting Senzo Meiwa are the correct people. And Mr. Gininda, which kind of confused me a little bit, he said that this what do you call this 375 is a case of defeating the ends of justice, not of deletion. But Mr. Ramosipili cleverly asked him, but who are the accused or the complainants in 375? And this is when Mr. Ginda says, oh, it's the 5 people that were with Senzo Meiwa on the night of his deletion that are in that docket. And I was like, but you said that this is a case of defeating the ends of justice. Then why are you having suspects that were in the house if this was a defeating the ends of justice according to his interpretation? And he did say that for a deletion docket to be a deletion docket, there must be statement around that. So here you go, 5 suspects, as you guys saying in that court, that were with Senzo Meiwa. I don't know what he was trying to say about Mapiri and pretending as if he doesn't know who this Mapiri is about. I was like, man, liars. One thing about liars, they are so easy to catch. This is because it's over-explaining. Just over-explaining. Dude, you are a law student. You must know about summaries, right? Because these are the things someday when you are chosen as a judge, you're going to write a summary of the judgment and... But it's just funny. It's just so funny to witness what we are hearing in that courtroom. It is a mess on the state side, and it's a mess. Ramosipili was very smart in starting with 375 because it threw Gininda off. Like he was thrown off. So it's also interesting the last assertion about the revolver. And then he's like, Gininda again, he wants to explain everything. The witnesses, we're talking about people that were in the house. They said the gun had a wheel. Which other gun has a wheel? And why we have, I think he's trying to explain this away into the 9mm that is in court records, which is very interesting to hear how he's going to explain this one next week, Wednesday, when he comes back. Of course, they're going to sit down and come up with every possible scenario that Mr. Ramosipili is going to ask when it comes to this particular revolver. It was quite interesting to hear him say, even the initial investigating team, they were trying to correct themselves about this weapon. I'm like, what? Eyewitnesses said it in their statements. It was a revolver. Oh yeah, okay, they may not have said it as a revolver, but they said it was an old gun with a wheel. That's a revolver. What other gun that has a wheel out there except a bazooka? I think it is. But that's a huge gun. A gun that is used at war or something like that. But anyways, guys, that is what had happened in the court just this morning. Apparently there was supposed to be a short day today, but because they started 11:01, you know me, I always check the time. They started an hour and 1 minute late, and as a result, they have to go through the day as normal to recover that hour. And so currently they are on long adjournment. They will return at 2, I guess. They'll adjourn at normal time at 3:30. I don't know. We'll see. But it's quite interesting what is happening in that court. All I just want to bring to your attention is that Gininda is over-explaining. He sounds nervous. And also, the people that he mentioned, I think about 4 people that he mentioned, no longer exist. All gone. Why? It's my question I'm asking. Why the heck why they are gone? And also Makubo and Buthelezi, it's making sense now why they had to be isolated, because they were just seconders according to what is his name, Gininda. And on top of that, he as a lead investigator, why didn't he hold them accountable by saying, where are the reports, guys? What investigations have you guys come across to assist this case to come to a conclusion in the interest of justice? No, he kept quiet. Why he kept quiet? Because they have the truth. He has the cookerization as far as I can see. And I mean, in my head, 2 IQs. That's what I'm saying. And so they need to be kept away from everything because they are not moving with the narrative of the 5 people that's then accused of deleting Senzo Mewa. Anyway, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. And on top of that, I am so busy with other things and I'm trying to listen at the same time. Plus, I have a vlog to edit. I have another video to edit for other channels. So I'm a bit busy, but I have my ears stuck on the screen while listening. And please do not leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And when you like us, or if you do like us, please click the bell notification and come with your 2 IQs together. Rub them together and spark your own opinion. Because we are not experts. We are not experts, but we have this. We got the brain. All right, and our brain is also protected by Section 16 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, the supreme law of this land, not a judge. Other than that, guys, let's see each other later. Goodbye.